I've stated before that Barack Obama has been on a spree with these communions, executive orders, pardoning people. I mean, you name it. He's been making moves his last month in office that are truly unprecedented. What he's done now, while no one's paying attention, and you never hear a word of these executive orders being signed on the evening news. It used to be that if something like this happened, they would make a statement or say something about it. Now he is literally doing it from the shadows. And they're hoping that people are not paying attention. And if it continues at this rate, it shows how easy it is to put executive orders into motion without anyone contradicting them, without anyone having an argument against it, and being able to do anything to stop it. And what he's done in the past 24 hours is rifle off 4 more executive orders. 4 in the past 24 hours. And I would expect here within this week, as we close in on January 20th, that more actions like this are taken. And then we're going to sit back and we're going to tally all the executive orders total that this man put into motion throughout his whole presidency. And then we're going to look at the very end on how many he tried to squeeze in before he made his exit. Now, one of these is amending Executive Order 11016, and that's an update to the eligibility criteria for the award of the Purple Heart. And you can look into each one of these independently, and I suggest that you do, because you find little bits of information that are key and very important that they tuck away inside these executive orders that sometimes have nothing to do with the title of the executive order. There could be stuff inside that really doesn't seem to pertain to what it's talking about, and that's what you have to watch for. And who knows at this point how many more he's going to sign here in the coming week. Another one that he put into motion yesterday was an executive order excluding certain entities and certain organizations from having to fall under this federal labor management program. So he was excluding more people from having to fall under certain guidelines of certain programs. Then in another, he has designated the World Organization for Animal Health as a public international organization entitled to enjoy certain privileges, exemptions, and immunities. I mean, it's written right there in the executive order, a free pass for all this stuff because they're working with the feds and the globalists here around planet Earth into pulling this scheme off. And no, like I said, no one's stepping up and saying a word about these executive orders. Now, one today he put into motion, and he may put out more before the day's up. So I'll update tonight, Underground World News Live on Dabu 77, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be discussing all types of stuff. But if any more pop off between now and then, I'll let you guys know tonight. But the one today says it recognizes positive actions by the government of Sudan and providing for the revocation of certain Sudan-related sanctions. Now, Sudan has been in the crosshairs, but since the mainstream media doesn't talk about it, people don't even know anything is existing as far as a war front or a battle over there. Sudan was on the list with Libya and all these other countries to fall. And as Libya took up a chunk of the news, they were also in Sudan. What did they do? The Western-backed allies did the same thing that they did in Ukraine, and no one has a freaking clue. They went in and they overthrew the elected government like they did in Ukraine, but in Ukraine they did it overnight. They ran the elected officials and presidents out of the Capitol buildings into Russia. That's what happened in Ukraine. But in Sudan, they expelled these individuals, eliminated individuals, and set up their puppets in power. And now that they got someone they're happy with that's in power, now they're saying they're going to relax the sanctions because they have a puppet in place. Same thing they did Ukraine and anywhere else. So just to give you a look at these past 4 executive orders that he rifled off here in the past 24 hours, like I said, I'll I'll leave a link in the description box. You can read up on the details of each one independently. Stay tuned for more. This has been Dabu7. Eyes open.